talking about throughout all of history.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you had a Twitter space,
Yeah.
all of history, you can pick anyone. Who would be in your Twitter space?
You're really just throwing this on me right now. Who would
I would like to know.
Who would? Oh God! Through the Jesus?
You gotta have Jesus.
Yeah,
in there.
I mean, right?
Shakespeare.
I guess
You gotta put Shakespeare
I
in
heard
the Twitter
Shakespeare
space.
copied all of his stuff. I'm going to be honest, from someone else.
Excuse
That's
me.
just what I heard.
You heard that William Shakespeare.
Yeah, he had
copied all
He had a
his stuff.
ghostwriter. He had a ghostwriter.
They always try and slander you when you're the best, man.
No, I mean not even that.
A ghostwriter.
I mean-
Well, then that person
Who's better, Shakespeare or Eminem? Do we really know?
I don't think that's true.
I think we
Blake.
know.
I think it's Eminem.
Shakespeare or Eminem. I think we know.
Eminem.
Probably.
Probably 100%. Who knows?
Oh man, it's gonna be a good show today.
Yeah.
Last day of the week, huh?
Let's see if you can throw a perfect game.
Is it perfect game day?
You wanted it to be?
It has to be.
Look, you brought this on yourself.
Shakespeare or Eminem. Goodness gracious. You love to hear it. The Boston Celtics dominated the Miami Heat last night in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Dallas Stars beat the Vegas Golden Knights in OT to keep from being swept. And we are unveiling the Crain Company College Football Pick'em. I'm David Cohn. Welcome to Crain Company. The Boston Celtics looked like a serious contender last night when they thrashed the Miami Heat 110-97. They shot 41% from three, created 16 turnovers, and were in control the entire game. And now that Boston has finally made the series interesting, we can add this matchup to the ever-growing list of Miami versus New England sports showdowns this year. On the ice, the Boston Bruins had the greatest regular season in NHL history, but they lost in 7 games to the Florida Panthers, who now have swept the Carolina Hurricanes and won 11 of their last 12 games, all while being the 8 seed. Jim Larrañaga led the Miami Hurricanes basketball team to its first Final Four appearance last month as a 5 seed, only to lose against the eventual champions UConn Huskies, who captured their 5th national title in 24 years. The Dolphins and Patriots have been bitter division rivals for years, and of course the final AFC wildcard slot in this year's playoffs came down to those two teams. And while the Celtics beat the Heat in every aspect of basketball last night, Miami is still in the driver's seat for what has now become a competitive Eastern Conference Finals, a series that now heads back to Miami for Game 6. With the possible return of 20 points per game scorer Tyler Hero, we'll see. Perhaps these two regions are just having a moment, or maybe this is the era of the perennial Miami-New England rivalry. Either way, one thing is for certain. The Red Sox and Marlins will not play for the World Series. They will not play for the World Series. All right, you know what day it is, people. It is Friday. Who is that over there?
This is Flaming Chocolate!
Oh! Wow. Look at that. So not only do we have
I am Dragon.
my co-host here, a flaming dragon, but also,
I can't believe they gave me this.
what, you mean this?
What?
Yes.
I can't either, honestly.
Extended.
He got one?
Extended.
Don't move.
His is bigger.
Mine's bigger.
Dude.
But mine doesn't have propane on it. Either way,
Can't afford this. Very nice.
we thought for Flaming Dragon Friday, maybe we
Yes.
just go ahead and give a little tease to our newest sponsor here. And this is the Grill Gun, and you're going to find out more about it next week. You can best believe that, right in time for Father's Day. But yeah, I don't know how this whole thing started with you being a dragon, but can I just say I love it, and thank you for
Well, you know, a lot of people knocked me for it because, like, apparently you can't give yourself nicknames. You know, but I don't even think I gave it to myself.
Look, you just
I think
threw
it was
out
passed
there.
down
You
from
threw
the
it out
league.
there, and it was embraced.
Exactly.
And then we're
right?
such competitive people that we said, okay, well, we won't even call you by your government name on Fridays. So I've been sticking to that.
Yeah.
And the over-under today,
It's a big day for you today.
it's a big day.
It's a big day for you. Well, let's be honest here. All right,
Put that
let's
hook.
be honest for
Come
a
on,
moment.
hit
All right,
me.
Usually when we walk into Fridays, all right, who's the problem?
I'm not going to.
I'll say it. It's him. All right, it's him. All right, usually it's him.
But he has the most to say. It's understandable.
True. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, two things can be true at once. It's usually him who says the name. You usually do pretty well over there. One, I hate the propaganda you put on replacement count. Did he give you permission to do that?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
If he's going to share my last name, talking about government names, then I need this to.
The over/under today is 0.5.
Good. I need that pressure.
0.5.
You know what David Cones are known for?
You didn't make it
David
past
Cones are known
half the show.
David Cones are known for throwing
Now I have to
perfect
bounce
games.
around in your head the whole day.
I ain't going to bounce around.
Right? Just bounce around. I got to live up there.
Perfect game.
I'm swimming.
Will not say your government name today. You are Flaming Dragon, but talk to me about the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat last night.
Well, the first thing I want to start off with is who was the leading rebounder for the Celtics?
Tell us.
It was Al Horford, right? This is what you needed.
Talked about it.
You need Al Horford to be a big, right? And that's who Al Horford was in this game. Look, we never doubted the Celtics from a skill standpoint. I mean, you have Jason Tatum, you have Jaylen Brown. Derek White was a good surprise yesterday. I mean, dropping 24 points. But I still think, and I saw Richard Jefferson come back yesterday before this game was played and says he thinks the Celtics are going to be the first team to come back from 0-3.
It's never happened.
Never happened.
It's never happened in basketball.
In basketball, correct. I think the Heat win this next game. I think coming home with the experience of the Heat, with Jimmy Buckets, who played the worst game I've seen him play in the playoffs. The worst game. I mean, it was 14 points, negative 24 in the plus and minus. Bam only was 16, played well. But no Gabe Vincent. You saw no Gabe Vincent in this game and how important Gabe Vincent is to his team, just from a passing and tempo standpoint, especially the way he handles the ball. I do think Miami's going to come home in Game 6. We don't know about Tyler Hero yet, correct? He might be back. If he is back, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play. Just from a flow standpoint, when you play basketball and a guy's been out for a while, especially in the playoffs, right? You just don't want to throw him in there with a bunch of minutes because it could have the reverse effect of what you actually wanted. So I think Ty will play a good amount of minutes. I think Jimmy Butler shows up in Game 6 and beats the Boston Celtics because it's so hard to come back from down 0-3. That's why no one's ever done it. It's so hard to come back now. I mean, 1-3 or 3-1. I mean, we saw LeBron do it against Golden State. But if you're the Celtics, I mean, you knew you're going to have to win this one. But this next one coming up will really test the will of this team if you can pull off a Game 6 against a scrappy Heat team on the road.
Well, I think 2 wins now in the Eastern Conference Finals gives Joe Mazzulla some job security. I know you were already saying, well, you made the Eastern Conference Finals in your first year when you weren't expected to be the head coach. There's no way they would fire him. I'm thinking it's the NBA. If they get swept,
that is true.
What'll happen. He's won 2 now. So I think there's some job security there. 2 things that stood out for me from last night's game. One, the way Boston was shooting the 3 early. I mean, it was
they've lived and died by the entire year.
True, and they were hitting last night. But then also the turnovers on the Heat end, because we're not accustomed to seeing that. So 16 turnovers, like I said in the open, but those were created by 13 Celtics steals. Marcus Smart had 5 steals by himself. Every single starter had double-digit steals except for Horford, and he still had 1.
Well, that's what the Marcus Smart we're used to.
Yes.
Remember, this was, the Defensive Player of the Year at one point. Marcus Smart doesn't need to go out and score 20 points a game. Marcus, we don't need you to do that. It's great if you
He still did. He had 23.
Yeah, I know.
But he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to. Marcus, we need you to control the offense, get the ball into Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's hands in the right situations and the right set, and we need you to be a pest and a problem on the defensive side of the ball. That's what the Celtics' MO was. Last year, the best defensive team in the NBA. This is the second time, I believe, the Celtics held the Heat under 100 points. I think last game was 116-99. It's hard to hold an NBA team under 100 points.
Duncan Robinson did have 18 off the bench. We were talking about he has to show up. I mean, that's significant bench contribution there. Kevin Love, though, 6 and 6, 6.6 rebounds. Yeah. Is that going to end up being a weakness for Miami?
Well, you're waiting on that other piece to show up. Like if you're the Miami Heat, like you usually know what you're going to get out of Jimmy Buckets and Bam Adebayo, right? Gabe Vincent, even last game in the loss, had 29. Okay, but it's like for the Celtics, who was almost the piece that surprised everybody, right? It's Derek White, right? You need to have those guys who had those one-off games in the playoffs where it matters most. So who's going to be the guy for the Heat that steps up? I mean, Kyle Lowry. 30 minutes, 5 points. Struss, 24 minutes, 3 points. But I tell you what, this Heat team's not going to shoot like this at home. You bring them at home, and Tyler Hero comes back, it's going to come down to who's hitting three. If Boston's not shooting the three well, they're going to lose this next game.
Derek White, 6 for 8 from 3.
I'm telling you, it's those guys that surprise everybody. I go back to, it's like when the Warriors won it, right? Nothing Steph or Clay or Draymond did surprised me, right? It was Jordan Poole.
Wiggins.
And, Wiggins usually gets people forget Wiggins was a number 1 pick.
I don't forget.
Yeah, like Jordan Poole, Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond, that's a death lineup, right? It really is. But Jordan Poole was the guy who picked up the slack. If you have a guy who's not a huge name in the playoffs that can come pick up the slack where it matters most, that's how you run deep in the playoffs. Because usually your stars are going to show up, all right? For most of the series. They might have a couple off games like Jimmy Buckets had, and this was only 14 points. Only shot 10 times. Like, Jimmy, you got to put the ball up more. And we're usually not pressed for Jimmy not shooting enough, but sooner or later, we talked about this with LeBron James, like, if you're going to be that guy, right, you got to take it in your hands. All right?
Last question here. Is there anything to this Miami and New England rivalry that's starting to get created here?
I mean, there's something there, right?
I mean, that Panthers Bruins series went 7. We got one here that might go 7. You had Miami, UConn in the Final Four.
If the Heat win this series, I mean, the state of Florida.
No, it's incredible.
It's just bawling right now.
Brooks Koepka just won the PGA Championship.
I mean, other than college football, I mean, we really don't know with Miami what Cristobal is going to really do down there. I feel like I know what's going on in Florida with Napier. Didn't believe in when he got hired. Caught a lot of flack for that. Then he goes lose to Vanderbilt, and next thing you know, Blaine, you might be right. Well, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Florida right now, and we're used to New England teams doing this. I mean, New England teams has been phenomenal for a long time.
Sure.
But this new Miami Florida wave that's coming on, look, I'm all for it.
Hey, starting to look good. And you know what else is looking good?
Tell me.
You and me and anyone else in the Booster Club who has been using Genucel skincare. And we've been hearing from them. Booster Club, y'all have really shown up. I would encourage you not to stop that. Did you know our friends at Genucel have upgraded their most popular package to feature their top-selling deep firming vitamin C serum plus ultra retinol moisturizer with natural retinol alternative. Right now, you can take advantage of this limited time package upgrade for 70% off. Not 7% off, okay? 70% off. Why waste time and money to get work done to your face when you can get Genucel skincare shipped right to your door? Here's a Genucel.com review. This is from Robert in Texas. I purchased Genucel as a gift for my girlfriend. She said she saw the results so fast, her skin is noticeably softer and smoother. And here's another review right here. Here's another review right here from a Flaming Dragon in Nashville. Buy it now.
Do it now.
Go to Genucel.com/booster, BOOSTER, and try Genucel's most popular package. That's the one I got for not only my wife, but also my mother. That should tell you all you need to know. And that's 70% off, featuring both Genucel's Ultra Retinol and Genucel's Firming Serum. Get a complimentary Spa Essentials box with every package order, plus free upgrade to priority shipping. That's right, you're a priority. That's Genucel.com/booster, BOOSTER. FD, you've been using it.
I mean, look, I'm a dragon. I got scales on me. The only reason I look at it is because of Genucel. All right? I'm really 3,000 years old and can fly and live in a volcano. All right? I wouldn't look like
You watch The Gold? Do you watch The Gold?
If another hobbit walks in here and tries to convince me to give him some, I'm going to lose it. Booster Club?
Booster Club.
Let's go to USMC Sam. $10 donation. Sammy, appreciate that. Hey, make sure y'all hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If not, I'm going to fly around your house for the entire weekend. All right? I would love to give a shout out to my beautiful fiance, Becca. She's an active duty Army nurse and is leveling up tomorrow. She's also a huge Eagles fan. So can I get a go Birds?
Go
Birds, baby.
Becca. Man, thank you for your service. This is your big weekend.
Yeah.
This is a huge weekend. Becca's birthday.
Dude.
And Memorial Day?
Memorial Weekend.
Jalen Hurts got signed. Eagles in the
know.
Super Bowl.
God.
Drafted every player from Georgia. Probably going to go back again.
Is Jalen Hurts worth the money?
My boy BG still on the team.
BG.
He's the longest tenured Eagle right now, and I
Dude.
really I
That
love
man's
that.
he's found a way to reverse time.
Look. When
How
I
freaky
say he was the nicest guy I've ever played with.
How freaky was he?
Unbelievable.
College?
I think my junior year, he single-handedly beat Wisconsin for us.
Dude.
I was watching on the sidelines just in awe.
Like how?
Like, how you doing it?
Some guys are just built different.
Feeling bad, like, man, I'm not doing enough for the team.
Yeah,
this guy's out here making every play.
Some guys play so good you start to question yourself.
And now you get all those young defensive linemen that the Eagles have from Georgia. He can mentor them, bring them along.
Maybe the best defensive line as a unit ever to be on a roster. I feel like you could have a conversation.
You might be right. What else is in the booth?
Let's go to Feeling Dangerous 113. It's nothing like Feeling Dangerous on a Friday.
I'm feeling dangerous.
Are you? Put the
Don't say his name. Don't say
$10 donation. Say my name. Say my name. I've got to ask if this is a thing. I don't go to live sporting events often, but I went to a day game in Cincy yesterday. They said they no longer accept cash because of COVID. Ridiculous in 2023.
Because of COVID. Yeah.
They don't
because of
accept
COVID. Because of the Great Reset, not because of COVID.
Like, there's only one way to act. It's like when I see someone outside with a mask on, right? Find the closest person to you, grab them, and you point at that person and you laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
You laugh at them for having a mask on outside. Hey, cash? You're not going to accept my cash?
It has nothing to do with COVID. They don't want you to have cash because then you can buy whatever you want without it being traced. Pretty soon you won't even be able to have the debits and the credit cards.
What are we going to do?
The U.S. digital currency.
Is it all phone?
No, it's going to be a digital currency. I'm not getting into this. You know where I'm going, though.
I know.
I'm talking about. Because you've been holding some crypto over there.
Look, your boy has been like a little crypto. I've been running like, I dabble a little bit.
You do dabble.
I'm not a day trader, but I got some boys who do it. You know, I'm in the group chat, and they never shut up about it. It's 24/7. You know, look, I've been riding the AMC train for a while now.
You've been on the AMC and GameStop.
Yeah, absolutely.
The meme stocks. I love it.
Let's go to Max Johnson.
Max Johnson's in the chat today?
Wonder how his arm's feeling.
Okay, Texas A&M Aggies.
Y'all were big on Max last year.
I like Max.
Y'all were big on Max last year.
Look, his father was an NFL quarterback, Super Bowl winner.
Had him on the
show.
matter.
You can't blame him for what happened in Ed Orgeron's last year down there in LSU.
Dude, I think
the kid was throwing the ball well.
Oh, he played great.
So, look, I don't know why he wasn't named the starter at the beginning of the season. They wanted to go with Haynes King, more upside. We saw how that worked out. I don't know. Maybe Max won't be the guy at Texas A&M.
Connor Wegman this year? Is that what people were saying in A&M?
That's what they said about Haynes King last year.
It'll always fall back to Max Johnson.
Bobby Petrino is going to come in there.
Yeah.
He's going to identify who's the best quarterback, and they're going to make plays.
All right, let's go to a $10 donation. Max, thank you. Nothing like Crain and company while playing some early morning golf.
You're on the golf course today?
Where are you playing at, Max? What hole are you on? All right. What beer are you on? Okay, it's never too. The thing about it is, like, it's never, once you get on a golf course, time doesn't matter. Okay? You could be on the golf course, it could be 4:45 in the morning. Okay? Go ahead and pop you one. All right, go ahead and pop you one. No one's going to look down. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when it comes to golfing. Cole Frank.
Cole Frank's in here? Let me guess. A $2 donation.
Wrong. Keep guessing.
No.
Okay. $5 donation.
Whoa, Cole went 5
Payday,
today?
baby. It's Friday.
Wow, it is Friday.
The Flaming Dragon needs to go after LeBron. That Hobbit is mid. He's 6'8". He keeps trying to steal MJ's status as the GOAT. I've never met.
My girl ain't no Hobbit.
The amount of messages I've gotten from a couple things. LeBron and the Tim Tebow take.
Oh,
dude.
Boy, you started some things last night.
See my Instagram DMs. I just have graphics sent to me, just stats sent to me.
On the Tim Tebow?
Yeah, and it's like a 90-10 split. 90 people are pissed off. 10% like, Crain, you're right. Like, yeah, you're
the old 90-10 take, huh?
We'll take it.
Well, I was getting hate. I'm like, did I not defend the guy?
Good.
I'm sitting here defending Tim Tebow against this guy on 2 different shows. I'm exhausted.
And it's not like I'm saying Tim's a bad player. That's a good player.
That's where the problem with the word overrated is.
Yeah.
Like it's a media thing. It's a fan thing. It's not about performance. But either way, we do it because y'all love it.
Christina Hopkins, $5 donation. Christina, thank you so much. Happy Friday, gentlemen.
Happy Friday to you.
3-day weekend to celebrate the true heroes of this country. It's 100% correct. And you've got this, Mr. Cone. Go blue, just for you, Flaming Dragon.
Go blue.
No one's on my side.
Go blue.
On Flaming Dragon Fridays.
Come on.
No one's on my
They want
side.
to see the pitcher throw a perfect game.
No one
That's
wants
what
to
they
see
wanna
that.
see.
We
They
want
wanna
to see tanks.
K.
No one wants to see
K.
that.
Out.
Maybe it's your attitude.
Ground
You probably
out.
like 10-7 football games too.
Huh? They can be entertaining.
No, they can't. Let's go to Brian Davis, $2 donation. Byron Davis.
Apologize again.
I'm going to make a mission to get every name right. Okay? So no one send me any hockey names in here. I'm going to be livid.
All right, y'all know what to do, Booster Club.
Guys.
Every hockey name for the past
I'm not gonna
2
read 'em.
decades, throw them in that chat.
I'm not going to read them unless it's a donation. All right? He says, guys, first time to be able to catch y'all live. Byron, welcome.
Welcome, Byron.
Welcome
Thank you
to
for
it.
joining.
Cole Frink with another $2 donation. Flaming Dragon, you can hit the over. The over's getting hit today. All right? First of all, get that off of him. That's cheating. That's shit. How many subliminal notes?
I'm loaded over
do you
here.
just have hanging around?
I'm loaded over here. One more, and let's get to some rapid fire.
Steve Action Figure Frenzy, Flaming Dragon, I think your ego makes it impossible to root for you. That's fine. Pray on my downfall, kid.
Wow.
Pray on my downfall. That's fine.
See, there it is.
I'm gonna start messing. I'm gonna start messing your name up again.
And that's that ego.
You have to
we
change
talk
your
about.
username again.
And that's
then we'll
that
talk about my ego.
Before we go to rapid fire, could you maybe hit the gun a little bit?
Yeah, you want me to hit the gun?
Yeah, let's see it. Rapid fire.
Propane tank
Hold on,
made
while
a
I'm
mistake.
Did you say replacement cone? Huh? Please work. Yeah. What'd you say?
Woo! Oh my God! I actually just got
They
scared.
gave you a paintball gun and a flamethrower, all in 1 year.
Yeah, well,
Considering your
don't
aim
do
on
with
the
that.
first
What?
one,
Yeah,
that was
Take
a
exactly.
your shirt off. We get another shot.
Taking my shirt off around
Get
you
another
with a
shot.
flamethrower.
This is a family show, Blaine.
Tom
Is it?
Brady, Thomas Brady, now part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. But here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Here's what I find interesting.
Okay.
Jimmy Garoppolo's over there with the Raiders now. No more Derek Carr.
Just had foot surgery.
Jimmy Garoppolo just had foot surgery in March, month before last.
Yeah.
What happened?
It just sounds like.
What happens, FD? What happens
just
later
sounds
in the
like-
season? New part owner, Tommy Brady, 7-time Super Bowl winner. What happens when Jimmy Garoppolo can't go 1 week? Who used to back up Brady in New England? What happens? Maybe the Raiders need a quarterback. They're on the cusp of making the playoffs. Devontae Adams maybe voices some
new rule
concerns.
just came out. You can have another quarterback on the roster.
That's true too.
Right? I don't know if Tom maybe put a call in or something like that. Look, if
He's changing rules. You think?
if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck,
What else?
Tom Brady's going to be starting quarterback. Okay, it might be week 7. It might be week 8. Who knows? Sooner or later, Tom's going to see what's going on the field. All right, and walk in and be like, "I'm appointing myself to the starting quarterback." And who's going to say anything to Tom Brady? Someone going to look at Tom and be like, "No, no one will."
They weren't doing that anyway. Now he owns the team. Part owner anyway.
It's over with.
Like, well, you're kind of my
Because
boss.
Derek's at the Saints, correct? Derek Carr.
Yeah.
All right, so Derek's at the Saints. So their rosters of quarterback are Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Is Jared still there?
Stidham. I think Stidham went to the Broncos.
Okay,
Man.
I think you're right. Let me pull up
Pull up the Raiders.
the
QB
Raiders
here.
roster real
Look.
quick.
Look, we're having some fun here. I think Tom Brady is retired and is done.
A lot of people
football
thought that,
officially,
David.
but I'm just look. Crazier things have happened. We've already seen the
Okay.
guy struggle to retire.
Yeah, I mean,
It's hard to hang him up,
It is.
man.
We already seen him come out once.
And
He'll come
you're
out- he'll
affiliated
come out
with a new
twice.
franchise that he already was trying to go to when Gruden and Rob Gronkowski were out there.
Yep.
We talked about a possibility with him owning part of the Miami Dolphins with Stephen Ross because there was a Michigan connection down there.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like now it's going to be the Raiders. It is not crazy to think he could play quarterback for the
No.
team.
So this is their 4 deep. All right. Jimmy G, obviously, at the 1. Brian Hoyer
That's right.
at the 2.
Okay.
No shot. Aiden O'Connell
From Purdue.
from Purdue
Yeah.
at the 3. And Chase Garbers at the 4.
Chase Garbers.
Yeah, you know Chase Garbers.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like a lot of room for Tom Brady to insert himself into the conversation.
GOAT. I like that. Insert himself into the conversation.
Yeah, right. I'm
All right.
back talking
We're
about.
talking about NFL quarterbacks
I love doing that.
who are no longer playing, so we might as well talk about Troy Aikman.
Troy.
old Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, boy.
We all know Troy Aikman. We're all big fans. He has a new beer out. You were telling me about this the other day.
Yeah, I showed you this the other day.
The beer 8.
Yeah.
But all I saw was, Troy Aikman is subtly trashing Bud Light for having the Dylan Mulvaney situation. Is that how you took this?
Yeah, I mean, can you blame, well, a lot of people are making new beers right now. Can you blame them? I mean, if there's ever a time to make a new beer, first of all, I don't know how the marketing team got together and someone's like, it's not 5. It's definitely not 7. Some guy in the back is like, Craig, what's up? It's 8.
Well, he was number 8, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was 8 with the Cowboys.
Whatever.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense. But look, the thing about it was like, hey, I'm in the market right now.
For what?
A new beer.
Oh, you're trying to find...
I'm in the market. Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. You're
Dead
done
to
with
me.
Miller.
That's hurt me worse than a lot of things.
So why not just... I was going to say, why not just come out and say it? But he's still commentating. Well, come out and just say, like, actually lean into it. Hey, you tired of Bud Light and Miller Lite putting...
Why does 70 to 80% of the people not come out and say anything?
He's scared of getting canceled.
He's scared of getting canceled.
And he would.
He would immediately get canceled.
Which is like, it's just mind-boggling to me that you could have the career he had, win 3 Super Bowls, all the money he's made, then have the broadcasting career he's had, and you still have to be afraid of people.
Yeah.
To say the truth.
Yeah.
But so what is that? Do we have the video? What exactly did he say?
These days, but nobody's talking about beer. I started 8 with the goal of creating a company dedicated to making really great light beer. No agenda, no distractions, just great fucking beer.
Troy.
All right,
I'll drink one.
That was.
I'll drink one. I mean, we'll see. But I'm in the transfer portal right now. So
you're in the transfer portal.
We'll talk about NIL deal. I mean, I wouldn't mind a beer sponsor.
I like it.
You know, I've been trying to pull Grizzly Wintergreen over here for years.
Grizzly Wintergreen.
Just won't do it.
Chew some mint. All right, let's move on. Stars Golden Knights, a little hockey review.
Okay.
So Dallas Stars, this was game 4 in Dallas. They keep from being swept. They win 3-2 in overtime. Did you watch any of this game?
Watched a little bit of it. I wish I watched more of the basketball game. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to be honest. I think the Golden Knights are going to close it out next game.
Back in Vegas?
Back in Vegas. I think the Golden Knights are a better team.
You know, we were talking about how dominant the Florida Panthers have been after the 7-game series. You know, they beat the Maple Leafs 4-1, then the sweep of the Hurricanes 4-0. Let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights for a second.
They're rolling
that
through
first round, I mean, they were the number 1 overall seed over there on the Western side as well. Or they were the 1 seed in
Winnipeg,
their half,
right?
Sorry.
First round?
Winnipeg first round, 4-1.
Well, yeah, they came out the first game, right? And I believe they got killed.
Did they lose the first game?
I think it was like 5-1.
You might be right on that. Either way, they won the series 4-1. Mm-hmm. They move on to the Edmonton Oilers. They win that series 4-2.
The Oilers were favored to win it all.
Now they're up 3-1 here in this series.
The series is over. Look.
Okay. You think the series is over. That's not a stretch. But what I'm asking is if Vegas can move on to the Stanley Cup Finals, are you still riding with the Panthers? Or can
I'm riding with the Panthers.
Can the Golden Knights make this a series?
All day? No. They'll make it a series. I mean, give me the Panthers in 6. I mean, who's the higher seed here?
The Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay. So
I mean, the Panthers, that's what's incredible about what they're doing and with the Heat. The Panthers were the last seed, man. They've got the second wild card spot over there.
For some reason, the Panthers kind of remind me of UConn in the March Madness tournament.
UConn was a 4, though.
Yeah, true. True. I mean, but the way they're running through people.
Oh, I see.
The Panthers are running through people. And it's not like they're playing a lack of talent on the other side of the hockey rink, right? The Panthers right now, there's certain teams you can watch in the playoffs, all right? And you just know that they're on another level right now. And the Panthers right now, I think, are the best team in the NHL. And I think it'll show in that next series. I'd go Panthers 4-2.
Well, let's see if Vegas gets by Dallas officially because that was a good one last night. And again, for the Canes, man, yeah, you got swept 4-0, but it has to hurt losing every game by 1 goal. But let's move on here. I want to talk about do you have any updates on the college baseball conference tournaments?
Yeah, Auburn blew it. Surprise, surprise. I believe, what is Vandy in Florida play tonight? The thing about me is like I watch a little bit of the conference tournaments, but I'll watch the championships in the conference. But then let's let's really get to talk about regionals and seeding and things like that. But I mean, right now, man, I think Florida to me, I would love to see their odds coming in after the SEC tournament, what they look like going in to the College World Series. Wake Forest right now, absolute problem.
Okay, well, and they're the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, running through people, an absolute problem. The Demon Deacons are an absolute problem. But I always, when it comes to baseball, I lean SEC. The SEC bias comes out in me because we're from the South, man. Look,
There's Southern teams in the ACC.
True, but around here, you know, it's never. We don't have to go out and play in the snow. All right, we don't have to go out and play when it's 30 degrees outside. Even when it's raining, we'll play a baseball game. So I feel like, people from the South are just better at baseball.
Well,
am I wrong, Braves fan?
No, and they can play baseball year round. That was one of the things when I went to Michigan. Michigan had some great baseball players, man. Zach Putnam was up there, Jason Christian, but everybody down here gets to play year-round. It's sort of like when people call in and they ask about hockey. It's like, well, guys in the North can play hockey all the time. It's freezing.
Like Florida, like Canada. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like this is what y'all's thing.
Yeah, that is what's surprising. So I want you to hit the Booster Club really quick because I want to get to this college football grid pick'em before we get our boy Tom Luginbill in here. We're going to get Tom Luginbill in here soon. And then, of course, we're having live call-ins today. Make sure you get those calls in. That's 1-855-236-3228. What we got in the Booster Club?
Sir. All right, back to Cole Frank with the $2 donation. Cole, really appreciate it.
Nice, Cole.
Says, get Guinness or Yingling. I don't like super heavy beer.
Okay, well, I was going to say that's Guinness.
Yeah. Yingling's still a little heavy.
Is it?
To me, it is.
That's America's oldest beer, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of guys I know, Yingling's their favorite beer. Guinness, you have to be, that's a stout, I believe, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I may be embarrassing myself here. But yeah, that's like eating a loaf of bread.
I like a good Modelo.
Okay.
I'll drink a Modelo. But I'm a light beer guy. Let's go to Warship, $2 donation. Level 23 today, fellas.
From Warship?
# Go Boys. Congratulations to making a level.
Happy level up day.
When do you play the beginning boss?
That's boss. That's infant.
Mid boss.
You come out fighting right when you're born.
Right when you're born, then in boss.
There's a lot of levels, and there's no shortcuts.
See, this is why you would have had a great time playing Pokemon with the amount of levels and no shortcuts. So we just gotta.
I wonder if I would have.
I'm gonna fix you. You're
gonna fix what? Now at 35, you're just gonna have me play Pokemon?
It's not too late. It's never too late.
At the intersection of Bulbasaur and who's Squirtle Lane.
Look at you.
Look, I'm learning.
Look at you.
Charizard. I know all about him. Charizard had the pink and the purple, and no, he had the fire. Yeah. And who was the Jigglypuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sing you to sleep.
There's a character named Jigglypuff. That's how you know I wasn't into it.
Let's go to Ryan Gade, $5 donation. Happy Flaming Dragon Friday. It makes me physically ill when Cone plays the Tomahawk Chalk music. # Go Phillies.
Well, I won't do it then.
First of all,
I won't do it.
You're just not a man of the people, David.
We got Braves Phils tonight, right?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you're not even allowed to play that. You should be canceled for playing that. And you know why.
Done worse.
And you know why. All right. Let's go to Bry Ganter, $10 donation. The Big Ten baseball tournament is in Omaha. I've got the great opportunity to go. Who's winning? Go Blue, # Go Big Red, or another. This shows the absolute best. Watching sports is fun. Again, Bry Ganter, really appreciate that.
Appreciate that, Bry Ganter.
I've never been to Omaha. And it's frustrating me because I hear it's awesome.
I haven't either.
He went. He was coaching out there. That's when he was coaching out there at Iowa Western. Mm-hmm. I believe it's not that far away from where he was. He said he went, man, it's one of the coolest things he went to.
Yeah.
College baseball games are so underrated to go to.
For sure.
Like growing up, it's one of my favorite things to go to. We had the K Corner in Auburn.
Okay.
Man, right field.
K Corner?
Yeah, so every strikeout you throw a K on the wall. Man, you're grilling. You know, as a kid growing up, I was extremely blessed growing up just to be around Auburn athletics a lot. And dude, that's one of the things I remember, just how much fun. 10 out of 10 times, I'd rather go to a college baseball game than an MLB game. And maybe that's just me, but I really enjoyed it. The house that Cody built, $5 donation. Cody, thank you for the donation and also the house that you built. 3 teams have forced at Game 7 after being down 3-0 in the NBA playoffs. It's the Knicks in 51. The Nuggets in 93 and the Blazers in 03, and they lost them all.
Yeah.
David, I want to know from you, all right, are the Celtics going to come back and win this series in 7?
I'm going to say no, but man, it would be incredible if they did. And that, like you said, that would be the first time we've seen a team come back from 3-0. You've been saying, well, the Celtics are a better basketball team.
Yeah,
right?
they
So
are.
when you have a situation like that, of course it's very, very possible, especially the way they were shooting the basketball last night. My only thing is, I don't think Boston is going to continue to shoot that well every single game, right? And you'd need at least 2 more. You'd have to go down to Miami and then close it out at home. And the second thing, which I know is not going to happen, the Miami Heat are not going to turn the basketball over like they did last night.
They're gonna shoot
16
better.
turnovers, 13 steals for the Celtics. So I think Jimmy Butler's going to do what he has been doing, and they're well coached too. Eric Spoelstra, this is not the type of guy who's just going to go get out-coached.
No.
So I think the Miami Heat are going to close it out at home, but I've been saying that for the last couple games.
I think the Celtics have a better roster than the Miami Heat, and I think that's pretty obvious. But the thing about basketball is one guy can change the entire series, right? And that's who Jimmy Butler was to me, right? The way Jimmy was playing, the way he was playing, it was revenge, all right? And some guys just want to see the world burn, all right? And that's Jimmy Bucket's the Joker right now. And I'm not talking Jokic, I'm talking Heath Ledger, all right? Sliding down off a pile of money and lighting it on fire. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about status. He cares about getting back at everybody, all right? At everybody who doubted them off the bubble team that they shouldn't have been there. And he talked ish all through the playoffs. And that Jimmy has to show up in Game 6.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, they're going to get wiped.
45-plus Jimmy.
I want it.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our first ever college football grid pick'em. Pull it up, please.
I'm so ready for this.
Pull it up. Let's get
college
it.
football.
All right.
Where are you?
So here's what we have. We have 5 different columns
Tell him, Dave.
of college football teams. Not completely random, but we wanted to make each column difficult for you to pick which team is going to have the most wins. Now, this isn't which team you think is going to be the best. If they were to play each other, for instance, here in this first column, you could have Georgia and Michigan. Maybe Georgia wins, but do you think one of the other teams in that column will have the most wins at the end of the season? Then you're going to add up each column, and then we're going to see who wins. And you and I,
put a little hundo piece on it.
Hundo. Okay, a C note on this.
Yeah.
$100.
A
You and me
C-note.
on this one. Now, we are going to this. Obviously, we can just mix up the order and keep doing grid pick'ems every week until the season starts.
And look, and if
Maybe
you're
how it
a
goes,
group
but
of 5
this is this week's.
If you're a group of 5 team, your time is coming.
Group of 5 coming soon. But how should we kick this thing off? Let's go column A, and we'll just both make our picks for column A. Let's tell people who are listening
Okay.
what we got here. All right, this is column A.
All right.
Georgia Bulldogs, Michigan Wolverines, Florida State Seminoles. I'll let you take that one.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
And then you got Southern California, okay? That's a good first column. Stop doing OHI over there. Okay?
Most annoying
Just
thing. I
stop
went
it.
to the Bama, Ohio
Georgia, Michigan, FSU, Ohio, and Southern California.
Yep.
You want to go first?
Well, I think everybody, if they know who you are, all right, I think they know who you're going to go.
You don't know me. You don't
I
know
know
anything
you.
about me.
I know exactly.
I'm trying to win. I'm not
Booster
trying to.
Club, hey, in the chat, before David makes his pick, you tell me who you think David
Don't
picked.
do.
Okay.
I'm trying to win the pick'em.
Okay. I picked the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay, with that schedule makes sense.
Because, 1, I don't know if they're going to lose a game ever again. And 2, their schedule. 3, their roster. All right? Brock Bowers still there. Malachi Starks, probably the best safety in the country. You have NFL talent running around on this field. And look, they're the three-peats in the conversation. I know you lost Stetson Bennett, who was above mediocre, unless you ask Barrett Sallee, then he's walking on water. All right, but I'm going Georgia Bulldogs here. I feel like this, you can pick anybody out of this list, obviously. Florida State.
This is a really good
Florida State, right now, ranked in the top 5 coming in the year. Ohio State always has cats running around that field. USC, Caleb Williams, you did lose Jordan Addison. You lost some pieces. That's the questions about USC is their defense. But the weak spot when it comes to Georgia, I wouldn't even say the weak spot. The spot that you don't know when it comes to Georgia is their quarterback position. So I can see why you'd want to go with Michigan because you have a guy in there that can trust, who know that can get you to where you need to be playing for the right games in the right moments. You got Jordan Travis coming back for the Florida State Seminoles and the talent on that roster. Ohio State always has a guy at quarterback. Then you have Caleb Williams. But I'm going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs here because of just the entire roster in a whole is just basically a subpar NFL roster.
I agree with you. This column right here, I think, is the one where every team in here could be a double-digit win team. So you look at Georgia, especially with that schedule and just the machine that Kirby Smart has built. Look, they can go undefeated and win their third straight title. At this point, I just wouldn't be shocked. But starting a new quarterback, and Todd Monken has left now, the offensive coordinator, to the Ravens. Mike Bobo's come back in. You know, maybe is there a little bit of complacency after winning back-to-back natties? It's hard to stay that hungry 3 years in a row.
You're 7-5,
I think the same thing with the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes could go undefeated and win the national championship every year. That's the kind of program.
Surprised by
but you're C.J. Stroud getting replaced. You just say him, the number 2 overall pick. So both of those teams do not return a quarterback. The other 3 do. Southern California with the Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're going to be looking at a double-digit win season for them. But keep in mind, they're going to have to go on the road this year to play Notre Dame. They're going to have to go on the road to play Oregon. And then you still have Utah, Washington, and UCLA at home.
Not easy.
You know, and then on the Florida State thing, 10 wins last season. They returned their quarterback, one of the favorites to win the Heisman Trophy, but you open with LSU. So, yeah, I am going to take the Michigan Wolverines here because they returned J.J. McCarthy, and they also do not have a daunting schedule. You're going to go on the road to Penn State. You're going to go on the road to Michigan State. You can always lose those 2 games. And look, the Buckeyes can beat you anywhere, but at least you get them in Ann Arbor. But for the most part, what I've been saying is, look, it's time for Jim Harbaugh. He's gotten over the biggest humps he's needed to these past 2 years and beating his biggest rival, winning the conference and making the college football playoff. But the record is not good in December and January. So it's time for him to go, you know, have a national championship team returning in Ann Arbor. So I'm going to take Michigan, and maybe let's see. You know, they had that undefeated regular season a year ago. Maybe repeat that.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to watch Blake Corum play. This is one of my favorite guys I've ever watched play college football. Just the way he runs the ball. He's so technical with the way he runs the ball. We'll see. Y'all lost to an inferior team in TCU. Y'all, I feel like I wouldn't say a lot better, but y'all are better than them for sure.
They were better that day.
Harbaugh,
hats off to them.
Jim Harbaugh has to. He's doing a great job. Obviously, he's doing a phenomenal job. We know that, but he needs to start beating the teams, especially in the playoffs. All right, that you're better than
for sure.
All right, because you lose a national championship against Georgia, understandable. Understandable. You lose to TCU like that with the defense that you had, the way they pushed the ball on y'all, not acceptable.
All right, so you're going to take Georgia from A.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride with Michigan. Column B. LSU,
this was tough.
Alabama, 2 SEC right off the bat. LSU, Alabama, who are going to play each other in Tuscaloosa. Clemson, Texas, and Utah. Who do you want from this one?
I'm going with the Utah Utes, babe.
You going with Utah?
I'm going with Utah, and I'm going to tell you why. One, LSU and Bama, it's hard to live in the SEC West. All right? Every year it's hard. They're going to be phenomenal teams, obviously, but it's hard to live there. Clemson, still a lot of questions. All right? Still a lot of questions. I know you're in the ACC, and I know it's usually down. But still, these Clemson teams haven't looked the same that we're used to seeing from a Dabo Swinney coach team, especially at the receiver position. We'll see with Cade. Cade Klubnik's their quarterback, if I'm correct. We'll see how Cade plays. I don't think he played terrible last year at the end of the year, but I feel like he played okay. Texas, still a lot of questions when it comes to Texas. Queen Ewers obviously coming back. Their receiver core is going to be one of the top of the nation, but still when it comes to Texas, I get worried about that defense. But Utah. One, you bring Cam Rising's coming back, right, which is huge for them. 2, the style of football that Utah plays in the Pac-12 conference, no one else does it really. Or no one else does it that high of a level. Obviously, you have USC, high-flying offense, can drop 50-plus points on you anytime. Defense is mediocre.
Yep.
You go to Utah, they are Utah's the only team in the Pac-12 that's going to show up and say, hey, I'm about to punch you in the face for 4 quarters. This isn't going to be a 2-round fight. This is going to be a 15-round fight, and we're going to test each other's will. We're going to run downhill at you, all right? And then we're going to stuff you at the line of scrimmage, and let's see how you react from this. So that's why I'm going with Utah. I think Utah, I was leaning a little bit to USC winning this conference. But I'm always worried about USC when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. You have to. I think Alex Grinch will get it right sooner or later. It takes time. But Utah is ingrained. Their head coach has ingrained in that program toughness, strength, and the will to leave it all on the field.
You know how much I like this Utah team.
For sure.
This Utah program and what they've been able to do out in the Pac-12 back-to-back seasons and the way they're doing it, everything you said is right on. But I'm telling you what, man, that schedule, first of all, you're going to start with Florida. I think they win against Florida at home. But then you have Baylor on the road. You have Oregon State on the road. Southern Cal on the road, Washington on the road, and then Oregon and UCLA still come to you. It is a tough schedule. Then I wanted to pick LSU because we were talking about, they return a lot of great players, and you're talking about a team that went to the SEC championship last season in Brian Kelly's first year. I think LSU is primed to have a great season.
They don't win the West.
They may win the West. I'm still working through that.
Okay.
But here's my thing. You're in the SEC West. You're in the SEC West, and you open with one of the best teams the ACC has to offer with. With that being said, you're talking about just dropping one or two wouldn't be able to win you this column here. I'm gonna go with Clemson.
I mean,
I'm gonna pick Clemson.
Choice.
Let me just talk about the schedule here real quick. At Duke, all right, Charleston Southern, Florida Atlantic. Then you get Florida State. So, yeah, they still have to play Florida State, but they get them at home, and then they get an ACC schedule, except for the end when they'll get their arch rival. But you go to Syracuse, you got Wake Forest. They go on the road to Miami, which is going to be very interesting, on the road to NC State. They get Notre Dame, again, at home, though. They get Notre Dame at home, and then Georgia Tech, North Carolina at home, and they will go on the road to the South Carolina Gamecocks.
This schedule is sneaky to me. This is a sneaky schedule to me. This, in the words of DeMarcus Cousins, this ain't going to be a walk in the park.
No, Notre Dame's going to be good.
Here.
Florida
you go to Syracuse, which has never been an easy win for Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about a Syracuse team that was beating them at halftime. I believe last year or the year before that. Then you go to a Miami team that we don't know. We don't know if Miami, okay? They could be the best team in the nation or the worst team in the nation. He's a huge Cristobal guy. He's always been. But we'll see with Miami. NC State's a tough out on the road. An extremely tough out on the road. UNC, Drake May. I mean, Drake May right now, if it's me, I think Drake May's the best quarterback in college football.
I don't think that's crazy. I mean, Caleb Williams, you still have to give the nod to, but I think Drake May could win the Heisman Trophy. And I understand what naysayers on this pick will say with Cade Klubnik, and he's unproven, and you have more proven quarterbacks returning in this column. But Clemson has just proven to me there's a trust factor to it. Their worst season, they're winning 10 games. I would feel good about that with picking them in this column. We got Tom Luginbill from ESPN on the line.
Lugs?
You want to get Lugs in and see what he thinks, maybe get his picks on this?
Absolutely.
Tom, you on the line?
Boys, I am on the line.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Justine hits me up yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Says, Lugs, it's late notice. Can you come on tomorrow? I said, I'm driving, obviously with a holiday weekend. I said, I'm driving, but if the boys don't mind, I'm in. Like, how do I let you three slaps down on a Memorial Day weekend? I mean,
well, first of all,
out loud, let's go.
That means a lot to us, man. That is an absolute honor. But just two of us today, just me and Flaming Dragon over here, not allowed to say his name on Friday. But we got the boy Jake. We got the boy Jake hitched and sent off to Paris. He's on his honeymoon.
In Champagne, France, drinking champagne.
He's in Champagne, France, drinking champagne, Tom.
Yeah.
See, what you guys don't understand is he actually couldn't afford that, so he's in Champaign, Illinois.
Yeah. The entire time.
Still sounds like a nice weekend.
Look, I'll take it.
I think Reed will be happy, all right? Tom, we won't keep you too long. We won't keep you too long, my friend. I know you're on the road, and I want you to have a fantastic Memorial weekend. But we have created a little college football grid pick'em here. I was hoping maybe I could run through these columns, and you give me one team from each column that you think will have the most wins, and you add up all 5 teams at the end of the season, and let's see how we do. What do you think?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's roll.
Column A, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State. You got the Ohio Buckeyes and Southern California. Who do you like to have the most wins this season from that column?
Georgia.
Okay.
My son's JV team at Weddington High School could play that schedule.
They may be on that schedule.
They might be on that schedule. You're right.
But, I had to hear this about Michigan last year, and I took my lumps when Pollock and stuff would come on. But, in all fairness, Georgia was supposed to play Oklahoma in that game. Got canceled. So you fill in with who you can. All right, column B here quickly. LSU, Alabama, Clemson, Texas, Utah.
Clemson.
All right. He's going with me with Clemson. C, we got Penn State, Oregon, Washington, Notre Dame, and Kansas State.
Penn State, Washington, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Kansas State. I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, very interesting pick. A little thought process there on that one, Tom.
Yeah. I have a real deep belief in what Sam Hartman brings to a football team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I just think that they're going now in year 2 under Marcus Freeman. Everything's established. Everything's set. I just, of the other teams you referenced in that column, I probably would say that I feel best about the quarterback. I saw Kansas State in the Sugar Bowl. I like them. Their quarterback's not Sam Hartman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, Drew Aller, I think is going to be really, really good. Hasn't played a lot of football, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be really good, and they play in the Big Ten West. So I'm going to default to Notre Dame because I think the quarterback position is really important.
I like that pick. I also really wanted to go with Washington here. You know, with Michael Penix Jr. coming back, I think they're going to be good. But you're looking at that schedule. They're going to have road games at Southern Cal, at Oregon State. You get Utah and Oregon at home, and they have to go on the road to Michigan State. I don't expect Michigan State to be great, but I'm going to take Penn State in this. I know what you said about playing in the Big Ten West, but they've proven what they've proven. James Franklin has said, I'm going to beat all the teams I'm supposed to beat, right? Now, they may lose to Michigan and they may lose to the Buckeyes this season, but that would still equal 10 wins. And I think we're looking at a column here where 10 wins would be fair to get out of that.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. And not to get off point here, but with Washington and their schedule, and I know you talk about playing off the road and this and that. I was listening to your guys' comments as I was waiting to come on. You guys seem to be the only other rational minds discussing college football that will acknowledge that USC stinks in every facet except for their offense.
100%.
I expect them to be better on defense. Yeah,
they got poor players in the defensive front. They actually have pretty poor players in the offensive front. The quarterback's so friggin' good. He's the ultimate eraser, right? But I'm with you guys. I like Washington. I do think the schedule's daunting. I think the best football team in that league is Utah with the most difficult schedule in that league, which to me is a little bit concerning. But not to get off point, but I wanted to acknowledge that finally somebody is willing to say that despite Lincoln Riley arriving in Los Angeles, SC has some real issues on their roster.
And their defense should have been worse than what they were last year. They got an absurd amount of turnovers. The balls were just falling in their hands last year. So,
and if that didn't happen, they would have been. They were a 6-6 football team without that quarterback.
I believe that 100%. But you would think, right? You would think with Alex Grinch and the transfer portal and as many guys that there's no way they don't improve, right? It's hard for USC not to improve a little bit.
On defense? USC is going to be better on defense. They have to be.
I mean, it's almost impossible not to be.
They have too many athletes that they can get.
I think they'll be better. I think they'll be better, but I'll say this. You brought up the point. When you have one of those years where the turnovers just come your way, that never gets duplicated.
Never.
It's one of those deals. It's like the whole stupid turnover chain at Miami. That thing happened one time, and the whole thing went downhill the moment that season ended, and that's a little bit concerning to me too.
Well,
who are you taking from?
I'm taking Kansas State.
You are going to go Kansas State.
Yeah, one.
Really?
I like their schedule, and I believe in what. I almost go back to the Utah thing with this. It's the way Kansas State plays football, and I know you lost. I know you lost. Little man. I know who's an absolute stud. He's got to probably go ball out for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It was such a cool video watching his dad get that phone call, calling him. But I like Kansas State. I like Will Howard. I like the way they play football. They're a running team, and they're not afraid to hit you in the mouth on defense. And you look at their schedule, right? There's obviously, it's not going to be an easy walk in the park here. We know that. You have to go to Texas on the road. Never an easy win. Oklahoma State on the road. We'll see how Oklahoma State this year. Texas Tech, we have the head coach from Texas Tech on the show. They're going to be pretty good. But I think the way Kansas State is built, all right, they're built to almost have another 10-win season.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe in that. Washington, Pac-12's tough.
I don't believe
I don't believe in Notre Dame. I believe in Sam. All right, but I don't believe in Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame's gonna
They
be
have
good,
to
man.
prove it to me. All
Well,
right,
and maybe they will. That's the same thing with Texas in column B. We were kind of skipping over that. But I'm done with the Kansas State doubting thing. Their fans came after me for blood last year, and they were right.
But here's the thing, though, that you got to acknowledge about Kansas State. And this isn't a negative, but they're a developmental program, right? And which means that when you have a great player that's either a redshirt senior or a fourth-year senior, and you lose that guy, it's not like Alabama or Georgia, and you just replace him with the same guy. It's a developmental program, so they're bringing guys along at a slower rate than other people are. So their losses can have a bit of a more significant impact from a talent perspective. And on top of it, they won a lot of close games, guys. And I think
That's true.
winning one-possession games, winning games on the road, one-possession games on the road, again, that's another thing that's hard to duplicate. Can they do that again?
Yeah, that's true.
I was glad Tulane's not on that schedule.
Yeah, Tulane lost to Tulane last year.
No
Two more columns here. So we got column D. That's Oklahoma, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Texas A&M, and North Carolina. Tom,
Oh my God, that might be the toughest one yet.
really? You think so?
It's tough. I struggle with
This one was pretty easy for me, actually.
All right, give them to me again. Give them to me again.
All right, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Texas A&M, and North Carolina.
Tennessee.
You're going to take Tennessee with Joe Milton starting at quarterback.
Tom.
Well, okay, you're right. I forgot who their quarterback was.
No, sell it with confidence.
Hey,
buddy.
he can throw it really hard.
Hey,
He
by
can
the way,
do that.
have you seen that thing on Instagram?
The video in the office?
The video of him, he's like 10 feet away from a kid, goes at 100 miles an hour and misses him.
Actually, if there's time, could y'all pull that video? If there's any time to pull that back there.
That
To a
is
T.
Joe Milton's entire career.
That is exactly. He threw a fastball at this.
And I will not hit the broadside of a barn.
It was like when they had Anthony Richardson at pro day and he threw it so high it hit the ceiling and everyone was like, Anthony Richardson just hit the ceiling of the indoor with the football. And I said, that's an incompletion.
It's like, that's the worst pass I've ever seen in my life.
It's incomplete.
Thank you. Exactly.
Either way,
so hold on a second.
Tennessee.
I got to rethink this. You're right.
Okay.
This is a hard one. The problem is,
I don't want Tennessee fans coming after me now. I've changed Tom's mind.
The Tennessee fan base. Oh, my goodness. You talk about sponsored by Kleenex.
Wow, Tom throwing heat on here today.
They cry about everything, man. It's like, come on. Just geez. Anyway,
Tom, I missed you.
So I don't think Wisconsin's very talented, right? I think North Carolina stinks on defense. I would totally agree that it's an absolute difference maker, top 5, top 3 pick overall. The total wins, God, maybe it is North Carolina.
Oh, Tommy.
That's a tough one. You said it was an easy one for you.
It is for me, but hold on. Are you on the North Carolina
I'm on
train?
the North Carolina.
All right, go ahead. Hop on then.
All right, I'm on the North Carolina train here. One, you want to talk about bad defense. Whatever the hell we saw the Oklahoma football team try to do last year, I don't know what that
I wouldn't
was.
even consider Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Their
it.
quarterback's average. Their quarterback is average.
100%.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jackson Arnold ends up being their quarterback.
100%. We've already had, look, Tom's already said it. We've all said it. I believe in the snuffleupagus before I believe in Joe Milton. Right? I promise you that. He's one of those guys who gets on the mound. You're in the batters. You're on deck getting warmed up. Who's thrown it like 108. Who has no idea where it's going. It is deathly terrifying. It's deathly terrifying. You're a receiver. You have no idea. Wisconsin.
And you know what's staggering, guys, about it? You know what's staggering? Is he's no different than Anthony Richardson, yet for some reason everybody thinks Anthony Richardson is the greatest thing since pocket T-shirts.
Exactly.
I do not understand it. I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Wisconsin, I believe with Tom, I don't think they're going to be super talented. I think Luke Fickell's going to do a good job. All right, but Luke Fickell needs time. All right? Texas A&M, don't believe in it. Don't believe in it until they show me. I don't care if you sign 55 stars, all right, or if Zeus comes down from the heavens to play tight end from.
Wow, really?
All right, Jimbo Fisher
win.
has to prove he can win the games he's supposed to win. Texas A&M should be a dominant football team with the amount of money they have. They should, all right, and they're not. There's something missing. But I'm going with the boys The boy Drake May from North Carolina. I know
He's really good.
I know you lose Josh Downs to the NFL, who's a huge piece. But this kid, man, there's some about him. He's just different to me.
Oh, he's legit, dude.
I've never saw him be sped up. I've never saw him be out of tempo. I've never saw the pressure crack this kid. And I know the defense is going to be terrible. We all know that. But I feel like the schedule for them is doable. All right.
Yeah.
South Carolina week 1 is going to be a hell of a game. All right. But you got to go to Clemson, to NC State. I don't feel like Clemson will be good, but I feel like it will be a football game. I feel like Drake May this year in close games can get you over the top.
I still think Drake May could win the Heisman this year. And
100%.
To do so, he needs to get to 9 wins at least, kind of like the Robert Griffin year at Baylor. But I'm going to take the Wisconsin Badgers from this college.
Really?
We talked about Luke Fickell coming in year 1. Look at the job he did at Cincinnati. You have Phil Longo from North Carolina coming in to run the offense.
But how are they going to run that offense with those athletes?
It is going to take some time, but you bring in Tanner Mordecai, the quarterback from SMU. But here's the biggest point. Good. Can I just read you this schedule, Tom? Please hear me out on Wisconsin's schedule. First of all, worse than that, playing in the Big Ten West to start. You start with Buffalo. They go on the road, but to Washington State. They get Georgia Southern at home, so that's one of their losses. #Hail Southern. You know, I'm from Statesboro. And Georgia Southern went on the road and beat Nebraska last year.
Washington State's not an easy walk through either.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is.
Lose to Washington State.
They could. Then they got Purdue, Rutgers, Iowa, Illinois. They play the Buckeyes at home. They got Indiana, Northwestern, Nebraska, and Minnesota. And Minnesota is on the road. They miss Michigan completely. You know, I think the Buckeyes beat them even up at Wisconsin. But I think Wisconsin can come out of this column.
Go what, 10-2, 9-3, you think?
9-3? 9-3 Luke Fickell, year 1?
If Wisconsin wins 9 games this year, I will jump in the Arctic.
Are you guys forgetting the Big Ten West last year? I had Purdue winning the Big Ten West and thought they would do so by winning 9 or 10 games. They did win the Big Ten West, but it was ugly.
Well, are we talking about winning the Big Ten West, or are we talking about the amount of wins altogether here?
Well, that's part of it.
Well,
who you
in
have
order
to
to
play.
win the Big Ten West, you'd have to win at least 9.
Maybe. I don't know. What Purdue? Did Purdue win 7 last year?
Yeah.
But either way, that's an interesting column. We'll move on to the last one here, this one was tough to me. I don't know. TCU, Auburn, UCLA, Nebraska, and Miami. Good luck.
TCU, Auburn, UCLA, Nebraska, and Miami.
Yep.
So UCLA might have a true freshman starting at quarterback. Nebraska took the worst quarterback in the transfer portal and apparently did not watch any film of him prior to taking him. Miami.
Yeah, it's definitely not Auburn, Tom. We all know that.
It's not Auburn. Not until we see what happens at quarterback.
Yep.
Oh boy, this is a hard one, man. This is the most difficult one. I will say, of all the teams in that column that you guys just brought up, the team with the best athletes, I'm not saying best football team, the team with the best athletes is Miami. And if Tyler Van Dyke gets back on track, they're the team.
That's what I have as well. I have Miami from that one. Here's their schedule. Miami of Ohio. Texas A&M comes to them this year. Bethune-Cookman at Temple, Georgia Tech home. On the road to North Carolina. They do get Clemson at home, Virginia at home. Then on the road to NC State. On the road in Tallahassee for Florida State. Louisville at home. And then Boston College on the road. I like Miami out of this column.
Yeah. I don't like saying it, but I think that's the call.
I'm going UCLA.
Tell me why.
I like this Dante Moore kid.
Do I, but
I know. I mean, look, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. TCU, I think TCU is going to be a letdown this year. Obviously, after the magical year they had last year, I refuse to pick Auburn. I refuse.
Do it.
No, I think Auburn's going to win 6 games, maybe, if they're lucky. All right? Nebraska, don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I think Matt will do an okay job, but he still needs more time. Miami, I mean, best athletes, but they're an absolute sure. They had phenomenal athletes last year. And it was an absolute trash factory. I feel like they gave up halfway through the season. And Mario Cristobal better prove something this year. Everyone gassed up Mario Cristobal when he went to Miami like he was walking on water, and hell, he can't even beat Duke. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything. UCLA, the reason I picked him is because of Chip Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I picked UCLA. Chip, and Chip doesn't get enough credit for what Chip's done to the game of football. Like, this dude is an absolute wizard when it comes to offense. All right, it is. I know you lost your running back and you lost DTR, but I feel like the way Chip handles even a young kid, a freshman, a 5-star, he can maneuver, he can pick things up and move things in his brain to get him in the right spot on the football field and to make the right throws. Schedule's not great. It's not easy. The Pac-12 is going to be pretty damn good this year. But I believe in Chip Kelly more than I believe in these other teams in E.
I like it, fellas. We're going to log those picks away, Tom. We're going to keep up with them. Last question for you, though, since we have you. Was Tim Tebow overrated? The most overrated football player in college history? Because Flaming Dragon over here believes so, and I think he's crazy.
At the college game, he was one of those guys that was in the right place at the right time in an offense that could accentuate his strength and mask his weaknesses. So I think if you base everything off of production, you can't say he's overrated. At the collegiate level, he produced to an extremely high level, And you got to give Dan Mullen some credit there. I think he knew exactly what the deficiencies were, and he worked around it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think
his deficiencies, as in like throwing the football well, right? Right.
Yeah, but think about it. At the collegiate level, with bubble screens and jet sweeps and dinking and dunking, like think about the stuff they were asking him to do.
And let's not forget about the offense was great with all the weapons they had on offense. Yeah. Let's go to that other side of the ball.
They were really good.
Charlie Strong and the boys, all right?
Loaded.
Killing people. Killing people. Now, look, Tim, good player. All right, he's a good player. But it was awesome watching Tim from the 5-yard line every time, getting that Florida Gator heavy set and just running in short yardage package. Congratulations.
Cam Newton was doing the same thing. Cam was an elite
thrower of the football. That's why you saw Cam go to the NFL.
4th and 2.
That's why you saw Cam go to the NFL and do what he did. You saw Tim Tebow win one damn game in the NFL because he threw a slant to Demaryius Thomas and he ran 80 yards.
Do you want to know who the most overrated player in college football
Would love to, please.
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, wow. No recency bias there, Tom?
It's not even close.
Wow.
Guy complete 53% of his passes.
Yeah.
Starts 13 games. He's average at best in just about every game he plays and goes 4th overall. Explain that to me.
I can't.
A heightened speed.
Let's get Jim Irsay on the phone and explain.
I do. I called them getting picked to the Colts in our draft pick.
Did.
Yeah,
Dude,
I knew they were going to reach.
I was watching the draft, and I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, stop showing the Utah game. Show the other 11 games.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, Tom.
Show the other 11 games.
If you had to pick, all right, and you had that pick, and you're the Colts, all right, I believe it's the Colts, correct? Are you taking Anthony Richardson? Or are you taking Will Levis?
Neither.
If you had to pick one, Tom, all right, if you had to pick one.
I would take Will Levis probably.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like that's wrong. I'm not a big Will Levis guy either.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a right answer to that. Maybe that was a crappy question.
Here's the problem. They were both hurt all the time.
Right? Yep.
Both extremely streaky, inaccurate, and turn the ball over. Well, what's the lesser of two evils here? I mean, what are we deciding between? Because that's the thing to me that is just like at the end of the day, you can be big, tall, fast, strong, the whole 9 yards, but does the ball go where it's supposed to go on a consistent basis? And are you available to play every week?
Yep. Yeah. No doubt. That's a big part of it. Tom Luginbill, it is such an honor to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. What do you guys got going on this weekend?
Well, you might. Well,
I might be going down to the Indy 500.
Our friends at Good Ranchers, man, they have a car racing in the Indy 500. Hey, you should get the Butcher's Bundle. I know you like great steak. I know you care where it's sourced from. You need to go get some Good Ranchers and use our promo code, Tom. And they have a driver in the Indy 500. First time this kid over here, who I'm not going to say his name, first time he went to their race, the driver won. So now Good Ranchers wants him at every race.
Look,
So does he have like a steak on the hood?
The whole car.
Yeah, the whole car is actually made out of steak.
Oh,
like
dude,
including the
that's
tires.
awesome.
The engine's made
So
out
the
of chicken.
steak like cooks, the engine heats the steak. and it
Exactly.
cooks and it goes
So
around.
they
Casey
win the
gets
race.
hungry mid-race.
They win the race, and then like we eat the car.
You eat the car after it turns left
Yeah.
4 times.
Yeah, we're about recycling and reusables, and finish what we started.
Appreciate you, Tom. Hey, please join us again when Jake gets back from his honeymoon.
Yeah, when he gets back from Illinois, I'm sure I'll come back on.
Thank you, friend.
The best, dude.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Drive safely. And for everyone else out there who's driving safely, one, that means you're driving. And if you're in the market for a new car, or even if you're not, but you just want to peruse a little bit, you need to visit our new friends over at CarZing. Buying a new car can be stressful. We know that, especially if you're a first-time buyer or if you have no credit. Before you walk into a dealership and spend the entire day with crowds, stress, and potential to not even find the right car, you need to check out CarZing. By partnering with credit agencies, lenders, and over 25,000 dealers nationwide, CarZing provides you with everything you need before stepping foot into the dealership. So visit carzing.com, carzing.com/booster. Go ahead and get that booster, BOOSTER, and do that today, all right, to skip the guesswork and find the best deals near you. That's carzing.com/booster. Go ahead and do that now for us. Thank you so much. Bing. Man, that was fun.
Reminds me of the Trailer Park Boys. That the white dude who raps. It's like, sing, sing.
I have no idea what you're
You haven't watched the Trailer Park Boys?
No, never seen it.
David,
But I know you like your flamethrower.
watch the Trailer Park Boys.
Anything quickly before we take our first call?
Careful, Flaming Dragon.
Yeah, so let me see what we got here.
Turn it off.
Oh, my bad. Let's go to Nathan Johnson. This is from a while ago, but we're going to get to some donos here.
Okay.
Okay, $5 donation. It brings him pure joy,
Yep.
all right, to watch you play the tomahawk chop. Hashtag chop on.
Let's go. We got some Braves fans in
That's
there.
right.
That's what I like to hear.
Nathan,
you know
it
what? I'm
just
going to play it
feels-
to end the show again.
Nathan, take my hand, all right? We're going to walk over to the Yankee Stadium together, all right? I'm going to put some pinstripes on
And then what?
I'm going to put some pinstripes on you. We'll get a glizzy, maybe a beer, yell at some people. Like, Braves fans, they're not even real Braves fans, all right? They just go just to go.
Excuse me?
Cohn said he'd be a Yankees fan if David Cohn reached out to him.
Never said that, but
That's
I
how
would like
little
to
it
talk
takes.
to my brother from
That's how
another
little
brother.
it-
His words, not mine. His words, not mine. Brother from another mother. I would like to talk to him, but nah, we're not going to be switching teams.
All right, let's go to Robert Chalker, $5 donation. We're going to put some chalk on it, all right? Besides Ohtani, all right, who is the most exciting player in the MLB? My pick is the diehard Braves. My pick is a die. Will y'all get out of here? My pick is a diehard Braves fan. Would have to be Acuna. Do the chop again.
Okay. We got the Braves fans in the chat.
Where am I?
I like watching Albies play baseball too.
Dude, I'm like, I have a thing for Ty France.
You do?
I do. I do. One, because every time I take a Seattle Nerfy, he hits a tank. Hit one yesterday. Ty France is just a fun baseball player to watch, man. I mean, he really is. I mean, you can say the Mike Trouts, but he's always hurt. Other than Ohtani, Acuna's a dog. I mean,
Look, despite being in a division rival with the Mets, I like Pete Alonso. I really do.
you like Polar Bear?
Yep. And I like Julio Rodriguez with the Mariners.
He's a dog.
I like him a lot.
All right, let's go to Cap.
One more. We're going to get to calls.
850. I forgot we got calls today. What kind of Bud Light is Paul Feinbaum drinking, saying Miami is a better SEC fit than FSU or Clemson? Like, I don't trust a guy who has ears that big.
Don't do that to Paul.
love
He
that.
said, what kind of Bud Light is he drinking?
Yeah, like, I don't, like, sorry, if you can hear me coming from 15 miles away, I can't trust you. All right? I really can't. Why would Miami be a better fit than
Look,
FSU or Clemson?
I grew up a diehard Florida State fan. You don't got to sell me on it.
Like, if anything, I feel like Clemson's the best fit. In my eyes, Clemson's been an SEC football team.
Who did we had someone else on recently who said Clemson wouldn't be a good fit. They'd be more of a fit in the Big Ten.
I don't know. But we need to get them back on because
Brandon Marcello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I like
Yeah.
Brandon. Yeah, but Brandon said like he speaks so calmly. You can't yell.
Yeah. We'll break that down a little bit more. But we got Kirk on the line from Canada.
Captain?
You think this is hockey related?
Nah.
Kirk, talk to us, man. What's going on?
It's hockey related, boys.
Let's go, boy.
Turkey.
Trust tree's doing well up here in Canada.
There we go. You're right here. Hey, don't let him cut that trust tree down.
Nobody touches the trust tree.
Yeah, so I don't know. Something just occurred to me the other day about NHL hockey, and I thought maybe it's occurred to you guys, maybe not. It's only happened once in the last 33 days since April the 24th. Something happened on May the 10th. It's the only time it's happened in the last 33 days in the NHL. You guys know what it is? Blaine might know. Flaming Dragon might know.
That doesn't count for me.
Does that count?
No, I'm throwing a perfect game. I'm on an ice. I'm on a player prop today.
You're not a man of the people. The last 33 days, it hasn't happened.
It happened once on May 10th.
It happened once on May 10th. I don't know, Captain Kirk. You tell me.
The Florida Panthers lost a hockey game.
Oh, yeah. Well, 11 of 12.
Oh, my
That's
God,
what we
I
were talking
should know
about.
that.
Yeah.
It's so obvious, but so hidden.
I know they won 3 in a row against Boston. They beat Toronto 3 in a row. Then they lost on May 10th, and then they haven't lost since. Unbelievable.
Kirky, let me ask you this, all right? If the Knights do seal the series with the Stars, all right, Knights, Panthers, Stanley Cup Finals, who you got?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. I'm taking the Panthers in 5.
God, I'm going home.
It's a good pick. You know, Kirk, I was thinking about you last night, actually, when I was looking up this research on the which professional sports teams have come back from down 3-0. Because I was doing some research on the Heat and Celtics, and it's never happened in the NBA like we were talking about earlier. And then when I was reading, all of a sudden it had the NHL stats, and it said the Maple Leafs are the only one in the 40s to actually come back in the finals, not just the playoffs. And I was thinking about that bit of trivia that you gave us a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
We really appreciate it, man.
Before I let you go, little Joe Pavelski last night scored the overtime winner, became the oldest player in NHL history to score an overtime winner in an elimination playoff game. So that's kind of cool.
How old is he?
38 years old.
38. Bronze age.
And he passed Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin as the most playoff goals by active players. So that's kind of cool.
That's a good list. Sid the Kid.
Kirky always come in so strong. Like, Kirky comes in strong. Like, he makes me feel dumb about it.
I know. Right. I love it. Kirk, keep that information coming up, man. We want to hear from you next week.
Appreciate it, Kirky.
We Canadians, we love hockey for sure.
Yeah. Love to hear about it, man. Thank you. Let's go to King Don in Little Rock. Little Rock, Arkansas. King Don, what's going on?
Don't yell at me.
Hey, y'all, how you doing?
What's up,
going on, man?
Brother?
I'm sorry, what'd y'all say?
How you doing, man?
What's up?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
It's Flaming Dragon Friday. It's great.
Yeah, first off, I'd just like to say, Flaming Dragon, you would 100% lose a boxing match to Jake Paul.
Oh.
Tell him, King Don. Tell him, King Don.
You tell him to quit running, all right, from the truth. I'm here. I'm ready to rock right now.
But for real, let's get to the bottom of this, because
let's get to the bottom of it.
Flaming Dragon wants to fight Jake Paul. No, Flaming Dragon wants to fight Jake Paul. King Don, tell him what would happen in the ring. Boxing now, not UFC.
So I don't get to
not MMA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, in boxing, let's see, you wouldn't have your hands in the right place and he'd punch you about 30,000 times in the head.
30,000.
30,000.
That'd be easy to score.
Well, not exactly, but
yeah. Well, the thing about me is this. Like, I get it. Look, I get it. That's fine. But, just being the absolute athletic freak that I am, the absolute statue of a man that I am, grew up in the streets bobbing and weaving.
I wouldn't do
you know
this.
What I'm saying? That's fine. Bring Jake Paul, all right? You can bring Logan Paul. Hell, you can bring Conor McGregor, all right? I don't care. Give me a month, all right? A month, and you can call whoever you want to call, all right? I'll be at the ring, all right? I'm not with the talking, King Don. I'm about that action. All right, so back up.
As he's talking, so back up.
King
Don, are you going to be watching the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. match?
I'm perfectly honest. I've been boxing for 2.5 years, and I've only seen one boxing match in that entire time.
Really?
And it hadn't been. It hadn't been this kid over here to my right, whose name I won't say, and Jake Paul.
No one will fight me.
No one will fight you.
Nope.
And I get why.
Hey, Flaming Dragon, I just got to say one thing. I'm sure you'd be good at boxing, but one thing my coach always used to tell me is that it takes 7,000 tries just to get one good jab done. Takes another 7,000 Jets to do it again. Takes another 7,000 to actually do it consistently.
Yeah. Well, tell your coach he's right.
And that's like
So
50,000.
tell your coach he's right, all right? But also tell your coach he ain't never met nobody like me.
Oh, I thought you weren't about the talking. King Don, appreciate you calling in. Hey, hold down Little Rock for us, all right?
Sell tickets over
Keep
here.
the Trust Tree branch of the tree.
Appreciate it, brother.
There. Yeah. All right, Barron in North Carolina. Barron, what's going on?
Man, I'm doing all right. I was going to talk to you a little bit about Clemson,
Okay.
Talk to me.
and I think if they get past that FSU game,
Mm-hmm.
that they can make a run. But the FSU game is the only worry, I think.
Yeah, and that's week 4, and that's at home in Clemson. So they got, like we said, Duke, Charleston, Southern, Florida Atlantic. You'd like to think they start 3-0, even though Duke is not a pushover anymore. Then they got FSU week 4. Yeah, I mean, look.
Look, okay, look, I get that. And we're used to Clemson. I mean, winning 10 games a year. But let the one game people aren't talking about, it's a South Carolina game.
Yeah.
Like
They're not going to get snuck up on this year.
South Carolina's going to be a good football team this
Yeah.
year.
Well, we don't say Carolina around.
Yeah, look, trust me, brother. I'm an Auburn fan. I get it.
That better be a game that gets won this year.
Okay, well, it's on the road.
And that's a big part of it. They're not going to sneak up on them this year after South Carolina got them a season ago.
Do you think South Carolina snuck up on them last year?
I think Clemson had been beating them thoroughly for a while. What do you say, Barron?
Well, yeah, and the thing is the biggest thing is what is this offense going to be?
Yeah.
What is Garrett going to bring? And I think it's either going to be our Achilles heel or it's really going to catch people off.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't worried about the defense.
Yeah, y'all's defense, Clemson. That's why I think Clemson would be one of the best fits in the SEC because they basically have the SEC defense running around that field every year. But the scary thing with me is I think Cade Cupler's going to be a good football player.
I think so too.
All right, but the drop off from the skill position, Will Shipley, great player, but the receiving core, all right? Usually Clemson has absolute problems running around when it comes to receiver. Where you go to the slot, you go to the X, you go to the Y, you go to the Z, doesn't matter. They looked extremely average at receiver last year, which I'm not used to seeing. And what do you need as a quarterback, especially a young quarterback with not a lot of experience? You need guys at receiver.
Fair.
All right?
It's fair.
So the receivers better step up if Clemson wants to be who they want to be.
I'm not worried about Dabo recruiting, but your point is fair for sure.
Yeah, I agree, but we haven't got to see the young guys that come in.
They're going to be good.
In the midterm. And you got to think Antonio come in late last year.
Yeah, Antonio Williams.
And he was our best wide receiver.
Yeah, I guess I just got spoiled with Clemson, right? You used to seeing the Renfros, you're used to seeing the Justin Rosses, the T. Higgins, these type of guys running around.
Yeah. Barron, we appreciate you calling in, man. Call again soon before the season starts.
Great question, man. Great question.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Y'all have a great one.
You too, man. Have a great
Barron.
weekend.
Have a great weekend. All right, we're going to take one more here. Cole in Philly. Cole, we got 30 seconds. What do you have for us?
One, you guys need to tell Jake there's only 2 reasons to go to France, World War I, World War II. And second, I talked to Flaming Dragon last night. He is so wrong about Tim Tebow. That's the greatest college career of all time.
Tell him.
Oh,
Tell him, Cole.
Yeah. I remember this conversation. Yeah. Well, Cole, college career, yeah, you throw it up there. I mean, that's fine. His stats are wild. All right, we can say that. His stats, amount of touchdowns he has. But I'm just talking from an eye test standpoint of what I saw on the field. All right, especially on that list. All right, so we went through that list on there with the quarterbacks. Let me ask you this. Are you playing Tim Tebow or Vince Young?
If he has that Florida roster, absolutely. I'm thinking we do a franchise player, and Florida just plays Tebow for the rest of the time.
Yeah. Give me Dan. He wasn't even the best player on his team.
There were other quarterbacks on that list who were more deserving to be most overrated, right?
He's definitely not most overrated. But, I mean, think of all the Hall of Famers that are going to be on that 2 championship team with the Pouncey twins, Joe Hayden, Hester, Marvin. I mean, that team was stacked.
And not even the Hall of
one of the
Famers.
best
Like,
teams of all time.
even the guys who didn't make it to the Hall of Famers. Patrick Rainey, Jeff Demps, Ahmad Black, Thompson. I can't remember. It was like
Hernandez.
Riley Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean, Hernandez. Like, they were absolutely squatted up on also Brandon Spikes, Carlos Dunlap, Joe Hayden. Like, they were absolutely stacked to the tippy
Tim
top.
Tebow.
And Tim was a good player.
Urban Meyer can recruit.
But look, let's be
Yeah, he
honest.
can.
You put Stetson Bennett on those teams, he's probably winning 2 natties. It's the
No, he
Georgia
came in and
effect.
Chris Leak was very good too, and he still came in and replaced Chris Leak at times.
I mean, yeah, true, because he came in to run. That's what
he
does.
well, he came in to run with
he's a-
Chris
He
Leak
he's
was
was a
there.
jump pass. He passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris Leak was still the starting quarterback
It's-
on that first
Tim
championship
Tebow's a
team.
cool story.
Oh,
All right?
absolutely.
He's a it's like She-Wolf, right?
Don't she-wolf Tim
Strawberry-
Tebow. You
it's
see,
a-
you hear
it's
this,
a
Cole.
okay
you see
beer.
what happens over here, but I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me in here at the very end, to ruin my perfect game. He's trying to get one of those little bloop singles. Cole, he's not going to do it, but I appreciate the call, especially any time that you disagree with the Flaming
Give me
Dragon.
Danny Warfel.
Danny Warfel,
Give
get
me
out of
Danny.
here, man.
Flaming Dragon, Cone, you guys have a good Memorial Day.
You too, man.
You have a
Have a
good
great
one, too.
one.
And we got Andrew. There's other people in the chat here. Hey, please call in. It will be next Wednesday because we're going to take Memorial Day off. Please call in next Wednesday. Say Pongo, not whatever this other pickle feet stuff is.
Don't say pickle feet.
Yeah, Andrew, say Pongo, and we'll make sure that you get to the front of the line. FD, what's going on over there in the chat? We have,
All right.
we have 4 minutes, and we have
4
to make
minutes
some
here.
picks.
We have 4 minutes. All right, real quick. Tyler Jarvis, $10 donation. Blaine, about your Tebow statement yesterday, everyone is now dumber having to listen to it. I award you no points.
Don't
May
award him
God
any points.
have mercy on your soul. And this is coming from a Canes fan. How about you worry about winning a hockey game? All right, Tyler. How about you worry about that? All right. Tim Tebow is overrated, and it's plain and simple to see.
Don't award him any
Stetson
points.
would have
Booster
won
Club.
2 championships
Get
on that
outta
team,
here.
and it would have been
out of
hell.
his
You put
mind.
me out there, and we're winning 10
If Tim
games.
Tebow is overrated, I was in that quarterback class, what does that make me? I'm just a nothing to you, huh? I'm just nothing.
That makes you not
I'm just
overrated.
significant.
That makes you not overrated.
You know what I am? A guy who can't hit any picks. But you know what? I figure
your
if I'm going to
son
miss my
saw-
picks, I might as well take the Yankees so that I can see them lose. So Yankees money line in the plus money, plus 105. And then I'm going to take Cleveland. I think Bieber's on the mound tonight. Money line, minus
Justin Bieber?
not the
Bieber's
Justin
on the mound?
variety, the Shane variety, but not Falco.
Baby,
It's Bieber.
Slider.
Bieber, not Justin Shane, but not Falco.
Ooh.
If you can follow that, then we're in a good place. Minus 120 on that. What are you taking?
All right, 1-1 yesterday. The Rockies Marlins Nerfy hit.
It hit for you, but not for
It
me
hit
the day
for me.
before.
But hey, don't worry about it, David, because the Mariners A's game, the final was 3-2. All right. Guess where they scored all their runs?
All of them in the first?
All in the first inning. Yeah, so I'm going Reds, Cubs, Nerfy. I believe this is the early game. Hunter Green on the mound, Steele on the mound for the Cubs. Nerfy minus 140. Then give me Giants, Brewers, another Nerfy. I'm living the Nerfy life. Obviously,
winning the
Justine
month.
didn't put it up there because he's too worried about going to Ireland. That's minus 130, 37 and 37 on the
All right.
so
Baby
on the-
Ace going to take Twins, Blue Jays, Nerfy.
Well, you.
That's minus
Ace,
130. And then Nats, Royals, Nerfy, minus 105. They'll probably win 1-0 and score in the first.
Like Ace, I'm starting to lean toward Ava's side.
Wow.
I'm starting to lean. If you take this month from me, I was in the works of getting you a go-kart.
What?
I was in the works of
get a
getting you a
go-kart?
go-kart. All right. And if you take this month from me, first of all, doesn't he have like 8 more bets? You didn't bet one day during Jake's wedding. Ace couldn't
he
make
didn't-
it. He had
yeah.
some financial situation going on that he had to take care of.
Yeah.
So he couldn't put any bets out. So I believe he has one. You ever just see this? You can just see the train coming, and you're just stuck on the tracks. That's what I feel like right now.
Get
And
out
it's not
of
a
here. You're
train,
leading the month. It's
baby
already
Ace.
over. You've already locked it in.
He
It's
also
done.
only sent me 2 bets. I just checked the text.
What?
Is that what you said? I didn't write all of them?
No. You just didn't write Nerfy on the second one. You just wrote Giants.
You
Brewers.
didn't write Nerfy
Giants
on the other
Brewers
one.
said they're going to play a game. All right, they're going to play a
I
game.
was just
Minus
minus
that's a good bet,
130.
because it could get rained out.
You never know. You
And
never
you
know
lose
that.
that.
I mean, for the Brewers, you never know. It's not a dome or anything.
I
What did
trusted you and wrote what you texted.
What did the Booster Club think this week? Did we do all right? without the J-Man
I think
here?
we did phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've got nothing but positive reviews all week from me and you. I think we did well. I think who did really well. Okay, you did really great today.
Hey, thank you.
Perfect game from you, Dave.
Wait, is it over?
Perfect.
Is this a perfect game thrown?
Perfect game for you.
27 outs?
There's your graphic.
Yes.
There's your graphic. I don't like the sound of it, though, to be honest.
Huh?
I don't like the sound.
Why not? Play it again.
It sounds clunky.
Play it again.
Are you hummy right now?
That's it. That's the
Hey,
graphic.
play the sound again. Just panicking back there.
Something's like malfunctioning.
Yeah, something's wrong. I get it. You know why?
It's not
The
me.
sound
My
is so
character,
clunky.
my character
It's like bang, bang, boom, bang, bang. But congratulations
That's
on that.
the point. It's like a comic.
I'm going to get these donations before we get out of here. I know we have 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Swanee, $10 donation. Sent y'all a package with a couple items that would boost the aesthetics and color scheme of what y'all got going on in there. Wanted to check and see if y'all got it. Hashtag go Daggers. Hashtag who dat. Turley, do we have this?
Let's get the package.
I don't know what's going on with packages around here, but they're not delivering, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll
all right.
ask again today.
Heartbroken Hog, $2 donation. If Cone had been on Florida, do they win 2 natties?
No. I can say with all certainty.
I'd say 1.
We're getting
I'd
the
say
natty?
1. And they might. It's been a 10-win season on the second one. Maybe they ran into a team. But Coney, I'm telling you, you're about as good as Tim. You're about as good as Tim Tebow.
I love you guys.
Sasha, $2 donation. Perfect game. Needs a better graphic. Go blue.
Go Blues, Sasha.
I'm gonna start this. Turley's gonna get livid. All right, poll. Who is better, Shakespeare or Eminem?
You know what? It's probably not a blowout. It's probably not a blowout. A lot of Eminem fans in there. Shakespeare, 64%.
You're on it today.
Yeah?
Shakespeare,
Come on.
66.
Come on. That's close.
Man.
That's close.
Eminem, 34%. Great week. Hope everybody has a great weekend, man. Really enjoy it. But really think about who's it for. You know. Anything you want to add? You want to close this out, Cone?
No, I want you to. It's a great week, man.
Just like the chance of Cone not throwing a perfect game, we are going, gone.